Okay, so I have to make this video and share the most amazing thing that's happened to me on my ascension journey so far. And it was a moment where I felt like I had graduated. And I've seen hundreds of UFOs. I manifest them. I've spoken to a light being that was in the form of a human. I've experienced a lot. And this has been happening since I was a child, since my earliest memories. But this was profound. And as I'm saying this, and the spot that I just happened to look at in the sky, a little twinkle starts to, and a light just appears exactly where I'm looking. I'll show you. This is what happens. I don't know if you'll be able to see, because my phone is cracked, but that's great. Okay, yeah, that reminds me of one other thing that I want to share also. So this video is going to be about how to tell if a UFO is wasting your time, benevolent, which means friendly, or not. Well, maybe not friendly. Or how to tell if it's wasting your time or not, okay? What I do is the moment I see whatever it is, lights, flying, UFO, or whatever it is, I look at it, and from my heart, I say, but I say out loud, and while I'm looking at it, I say, oh, no, I don't say that. I say, I receive and respect you as my teacher. This has been my experience. If it is not in alignment with your divine highest self, it will stop and fly backwards, or it will immediately just disappear, or the lights will just kind of blink out and it will just and I love this. This saves so much time. Before I do that, I try to let's say I'm driving along and I see flying things. I'll say, I wish only to connect with those in alignment with my divine will, and all others I bind from me. And then if I still see the light coming towards me or whatever it is, I'll say, I receive and respect you as my teacher. And then it will either stay, but it's very small amount stay in my experience. Most of them are, I don't know what they are, but I don't really care because I don't got time for that shit anymore. So, my most profound moment was when I started practicing this, okay? I lived in the city, and I had went through a year of, like, you know, I'd seen the light, and everything was rainbows and you know, like ascended masters and angelic realms, and I was getting like these 24-hour like encounters in my apartment, and I had just went deep. I shut myself off from society. I have not watched television in 3 years. I don't listen to the radio. I don't have a microwave. I don't do any of that. So I went deep, right? And I started hearing all these angelic realms, seeing them, hearing them, whatever. It was great. Then I started seeing the dark side. And I was like, hey, what's up with the dark side? And everyone was like, don't look at the dark side. Just focus on the light. Focus on the light. And I was like, yeah, but, and I couldn't find any answers, right? And so I went to the dark side. Or I didn't go to the dark side, but I fucking co-created right along with it. Didn't realize I was doing it. Yada, yada, yada. I created my own fear-induced hell for a year. And I did it in order to share it with the world. So you don't have to go through it. So ask me anything, please. I'm learning myself too as I go along. But this, I need to focus, stay on track. Okay. So the reason why I came... Okay, so there was a chopper, a black chopper, a black ops chopper outside my window. I have to turn my heat on. It's too cold. My cat's in the back. We just came from the vet. And so there was a black ops chopper outside my window, like there always was, but it hadn't been in my life in like months. And I was having a great day, and then all of a sudden I saw it outside, and I quickly shut my shades and quickly shut all my shades, and my heart was beating, and I was getting paranoid, and I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, whoa, I thought I squashed this. Why is this still in my life? Clearly I have not learned this lesson, and I need to learn it, or else it's gonna, whoever it is gonna keep bringing this up. And so I knew that I didn't, whatever I knew, whatever knowledge I had, and lessons and practices I had, I did not have what I needed for this, okay? So I went seeking knowledge, and I found it through Teal Swan, through one of her videos. It was something along the lines of empowering an empath, and how not to feel attacked, and it was amazing. She basically said, you can never be energetically attacked unless you agree to be the victim, okay? So let's say someone's coming at you, and so for me, okay, it was this black ops chopper outside my window, right? So her practice to get over this, she was like, if you're an empath, you need to step into your empathic powers. You need to own it. You need to keep your vibration high and be a fucking ocean, and let whatever energy it is just come and just dilute that shit, just like the ocean, right? Just like I've done at the ocean. I've went to the ocean, man, when I was like, I've screamed, like, with my ankles in the ocean, like, screamed at the salty blue living thing, like, please take away any energy that's not mine, that's not benevolent, that's not helping me, and please give me back my energy that I've given out. And so she was like, you know, step into your role as an empath, and, you know, no more of this, oh, I'm an empath, I feel everyone's feelings, like, poor me, I'm a martyr, blah, blah, blah. No, we need to learn how to use our superpowers, because it's a fucking superpower, okay? So this is what you do. She used Jesus Christ as an example, which I was like, yo, sovereign being, I don't want to do anything with that word, it makes me, ugh. Even though, whatever, I was raised Catholic in Ireland and shit. And, but I've never really been a fan of the JC, you know? I just thought it was like, you know, a dead guy on a cross, it's totally weird. If we were aliens and went to, like, an alien land and there was an alien nailed to a cross and everyone was praying for it, that's all I could think of when I was little. I was like, it's just fucking weird and gruesome. And anyways, she said Jesus was an empath, okay? Think about it. Jesus would go into these communities where there would be lepers. Everyone was a leper, right? These diseases. And he would kneel at their feet and look them in the eye and hold their hands and talk to them like they were just like anyone else. And he was fearless. He was never scared of getting leprosy. He never got leprosy. And she said, you know, when Jesus was the resurrection, or like the whole, like, you know, people were waiting for like Jesus to come down from the heavens and stuff, like the Christ consciousness came. It came in December of 2016. But what it was the Christ consciousness. It was, I got it, dude. I went from not even wanting to say the word Jesus Christ to like using him in my mind to face fear in the eye. And literally, they threw that lesson on me that night, okay? That night, I go to the ocean, and after, oh, I'm sorry, okay, let me focus. So, okay, yeah, so I'm like, okay, so I watch her video, and she says, you have to mean it from the heart. You have to look at whatever it is and say, I receive and respect you as my teacher. And it vibrationally, if it's vibrating down here and it wants to hurt you or whatever, and I say, I receive and respect you as my teacher, I don't resist it. I don't try to ignore it. I open right up to it, right? I look at it right in the eye, and from my heart, I have to genuinely mean it. So I did. You know, I thought about it, and I thought, yeah, I do receive and respect the Black Ops choppers, or whatever they are, as my teacher, because they taught me so much, okay? So didn't the CIA building that I moved in across the street from. They taught me so much. They taught me so much about myself that I just like, I'm like a Wonder Woman here, okay? And so I genuinely meant it, and guess what? I lived in the city, and there was always things flying across my window. I started practicing this. I started looking at the Black Ops chopper. I started looking at the UFO things that I weren't so sure about. I started looking at the UFO that lived across the street in the chimney. And these motherfuckers, who I thought were like benevolent forces, or like, you know, my little like UFO squads, the instant I looked at them and said that, they stopped and started flying backwards. And I was like, motherfuckers, no way, dude. I've wasted days, weeks of my life fucking looking at you, asshole, like trying to fucking telepathically communicate with you. Okay? So, for an hour, after I saw this happening, I stood in front of my window, and I did everything that I could see visually in my physical world, and then I went into my mind, and I started thinking of, okay, who's bothering me in my life? Who am I resisting? Okay, from the heart, I'm going to think about, why do I receive them and respect them as my teacher? And I did this for an hour. I practiced. I ran through everyone in my life, everything in my life, and guess what? Just as I'm like done with the last person, my window's open, a big, huge window, right? I'm on the 3rd floor in a main city, on the main street, and there's all these clouds in the sky, and then this little cloud in the middle comes down, and it sounded like this in my mind for some reason, and it was like a little cloud came down, like, it was like, yo, what's up, dude? I'm right in front of your face. And then it fucking dissolved. It dissolved. And these little baby pink and baby blue lights twinkled. Just a couple of them. And I knew, I couldn't see a ship or anything, but my mind, it was like a silver ship or something. You guys, I think it was a conscience ship. whatever it was, it knew exactly what I was doing. It knew exactly what I was thinking. It knew exactly what I had been practicing. It was watching me. I always thought I was like the star of my own Truman Show, but then I was like, what? Dude, but like, it was like, this was what I knew. It was like, oh my God, whatever it was waiting for me to do the work. To do the work and figure it out on my own. Synchronicity? David Wilcock, you're amazing. You guys, that blew my mind, and then it continued, and then it just like, I'm still in contact with it. When I go out of my way to help strangers, or when I do the work, when I go out of my way, and like, oh man, it put this like guy in front of my window that night at like midnight, in my parking lot at my door. It was like, he had like one front tooth, and he was like, yo, I just need someone to listen to me. And I was like, inside I was like, fear, fear, fear. And I was like, think of Jesus Christ, like kneeling down with the lepers. And I was like, getting as close to my window like as him. And then like, I ended up sharing like the whole vibration, like story with him. And we both were like fucking lifted. Like it was, and he was going like, I'm only human. I'm only human. This was like hours after this happened. Like, it's so amazing, okay? So, I hope I got that across clear. Oh my God. Has anyone experienced this? Like, it was the coolest thing I've ever seen. And then after, it like, it just like, dude, it was like, like, I've seen tons of UFOs, man, but I've never seen anything like this. I was like, oh my God. And look at that. Again, the spot where I look in the sky, a light appears. This always happens. Oh my God. Here's my dude I was just talking about. How fucking amazing. Please, I hope you can see it. Okay, see the one-way sign? Where's the one-way sign? Okay, he's a red blinking light. I can't... Oh, he's like... Oh my God, so cool. You'll see like a tiny blinky light. Oh, now he's going... It's on the other side of it. It's for me mostly, but I guess I want to show you too. Thank you. And I'll say it even to him, because you never know. Now it's like in this tree. He's like right here. Oh yeah, see that red light? No, he's in the tree. He's down here. Say, I receive and respect you as my teacher. I can't see anything. I receive and respect you as my teacher. Wow, that's so cool. They showed up. This house. Oh, it's like right there. This is a little red flashing right now. I can't really find it on camera, but thank you, my darling. They wanted me to share that with you. Obviously, that's why they showed up, too. See? And it's like, alright, I'm just gonna end it. That's amazing, right? Love you. Do the work.